What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is gonna be another reaction video, me reacting to my live stream this morning. Just I can't express to you like how well I read price this morning. Like, just dude, like it's just a normal for me at this point. I mean, I'm only 21 years old. I got a lot of time left, and I'm reading price almost as good as ICT probably does. So, I just watch. There's a lot of hidden gems, a lot of things I've just learned from screen time. I'm a very quick learner, so you're probably gonna catch some things you missed that I'm gonna say. Okay, this is a lot of stuff from my live stream this morning, so I'll kind of explain a little bit in detail. This video is gonna be a little long, and for anyone watching on Twitter, this is not gonna be the full video. The full video is gonna be in my YouTube, so I'm gonna cut some of it out on Twitter. But yeah, let's begin. Also, if you look at NQ, there are equal highs here as well, so that's like another influence that we're probably gonna go up there. So I was bullish off the start because we had NFP down. We reacted out of fair value gap, out of 4-hour fair value gap, and we got this inverse, and we had really obvious equal highs. Okay, this is just your typical V-shaped recovery off of the manipulation from news, and I wasn't entering this inverse because YM had already hit the high, so I didn't think this was a clean entry, but I said the bias is still probably going to be bullish. Dude, I just want to long this so bad. I really want to like just enter light in this just to like ego check, but I'm not going to.
Well,
So yeah, there is no model to long. I just was kind of saying that. I was like, yeah, I just wish I just could blindly long here and just yeah, but there's no actual model, and you hear me say like there's no model to enter here, so I couldn't enter. Okay, if there's no model, there's no entry. There's no play here, guys. Trust me, there's no long or short here.
if you guys are longing and shorting here, you have no idea what you're doing.
Only reason my bias is bullish is just because of the reaction off this 4-hour fair value gap off NFP. So typically, like, again, I'm thinking like, okay, NFP was your manipulation leg, and then we should distribute back up now. That's what I'm thinking. So this is a 1-minute inverse as well. Again, up to your risk parameters if you want to take it. I mean, we should hit these highs off it, and then you can maybe move south to break even, but I definitely waiting for open here. So this was the first possible entry I saw, and I was waiting for open, but I'm still calling these out because I know there's people who don't care if we have open or not. Like, I know this is still going to be something people enter because this is still a textbook conversion trade. And because the risk reward isn't great here, what you could do is you can move stop the break even and not sell here, so it's a free trade. And then you can target this high and then equal highs above, and it does end up working out. And people do take this in my stream, so I still call it out. It's open, so there's the equal high. So this inverse worked nicely. Stop the break even if you did take that. So yeah, I'm hoping we can get these equal highs. Okay, so there's the first target. So looks like only the first target's gonna hit, which is unfortunate. Again, there's a no 5-second. It's a 5-second fair value gap here. Okay. Body held. See, this is why I have the lower time frame. Look at this. See how algorithmically the body held this 5-second? So this was a 5-second confirmation. I don't alert this. I'm just tape reading it because it still shows, okay, these equal highs should hit, because you can see how clearly this is respected. So this should clearly work to the upside. And it just kind of shows you, like, if the body respects a lower time frame setup, that means I'm probably right about buy side. So it's just kind of another confluence. It's not really something I trade, but I'll like check the lower time frame just to see stuff like this. So this is actually like a pretty good sign that this 5-second fair value gap is going to work to the upside, and we should get these equal highs now. Just from looking at the lower time frame. Again, it's not anything I'm trading per se because I don't trade the 5-second, but it's like, imagine if you saw this in a higher time frame. It's be the same scenario here, right? So we balance out this fair value gap. This would be your confirmation setup right here. All because of the reaction off of this, how we really hold this like all algorithmically in the body holds. Now what we want to see here for more upside is a close above this. I'll chase like a light long if we can close above this, and then I'll just target these equal highs. That's what I'll do. So that was my first alert. I took an entry when we closed above this and just took them to the equal highs. It was a quick 10, or it was a quick 8 points. Again, I knew once we had the change in delivery here, I knew we'd probably accelerate to these equal highs. So Again, when you see perfect equal highs like that, it happens too much not to do. And typically I don't lose these trades. So I'm going to try this. I'm just going to go lighter. If we can at least sit here, stop goes to break even. So that candle closes your entry. As soon as that candle closes above, here's your entry, 15,991, and then you're targeting the equal highs, which are about 16,002. And okay, stop the break even, and I'm out there. Boom, let's go.
Order filled.
Let's go. Easy chase. So see how that chase entry works, right? We have the chain to say delivery, equal highs above. That should work almost every time. Like, I didn't even have to, it was too fast for me to even place a stop loss there. Yeah, it's all going to depend on like the displacement over these equal highs. I really want to see a lot of displacement over these equal highs. And at the same time, we would be violating this fair value gap. So it'd be like a double whammy and we'd probably go back up to the high. So there is a nice hourly fair value gap here. I figured it would already be inversed anyways because we had kind of relative equal highs up here. And just because we're delivering from a daily fair value gap, it made sense to be bullish. But the confirmation would for more upside would be the close over this and a displacement above equal highs. If we ever have equal highs and the bias is bearish, we will barely displace above them. So I really need to see both things here, and they both kind of lined up. So this is a mitigation block as well. So it's really just going to depend on the news here. It's a mitigation block because it's an old order block that we broke through. Okay, see how it was an order block at one point before we went down? We broke through it, and now it's a mitigation block because of that reason. It would be a breaker if we swept liquidity here, but we did not sweep liquidity here. So it's a mitigation block because this is unmitigated. So again, it's not because I was calling out this mitigation block, and I said it would be a possible long entry, but I'm not a block trader. So, I mean, there was a lot of other people in stream who did take this. I literally said, who's taking this mitigation block? A lot of people typed 1 saying they were. So, a lot of people ended up taking this mitigation block. Obviously not my entry model, so why would I enter it if it's not my entry model? And again, it's not a breaker because we never swept liquidity here. So, that's what a mitigation is. You don't sweep liquidity. This is unmitigated. So again, it's not giving us any opportunity for an inversion. So you can see that mitigation block worked nicely, and it was news, so I'm not taking either way. But again, not really any inversion entry, and I kind of teach the importance of I'm looking for an inversion entry, and I didn't see any, so there's nothing I can enter. I will say that. So there's nothing I can. Did that mean my bias was still bearish? No, I was still bullish this whole time. I was just kind of looking for an entry, and it wasn't really giving me any. I'm pointing out all these other models today because it's not giving me inverse models. So the inverse traders in this chat are probably going to not be able to feed their family tonight. But the mitigation block traders, people who trade blocks and other stuff, probably will be able to feed their family tonight. So I know it's unfortunate. I know your kids will starve to death, but it is what it is, man. You got to hustle. That was a joke. Like, this wasn't valid because it was a mitigation block, and like that wasn't valid. This would have been valid, but it was news, so obviously there's no entry there, right? Because we inverse this and hit this high at the same time, so not really much you can do there. Now all I'm looking for is some sort of like, see, this would have been valid right there, but see, this is the valid inversion entry right here, and it should lead us up to this high. Again, it's a 15-second one, so not really in my. So here's another very, very textbook trade. Again, if this was the 1 minute, I would go very heavy in this. I still pointed out because there's still 15-second traders in my stream, so they end up taking it. But it's textbook because we deliver from this. We have a really big break of structure, really nice inversion. At least, even if the bias is bearish, we just should at least go to this high. Comfort zone to take or anything, but you can see the candle clearly closed above. Right, clearly closed above. We're delivering out of a higher time frame PD array, so this would be the target. And again, not in my comfort zone to take a 15-second here, so I'm just gonna tape read it. I'm 1 for 1, so I don't want to. If I lose on a 15-second play, I'd regret that so much. So I'm not gonna alert it or take it or anything, but I'll watch it. There is the possible retracement entry, so we should. You want to really see price blast up now over this high. See, like, if this was the, like, imagine if this was the 1 minute. Imagine if you didn't know this was the 15-second. This is textbook. Okay, so there's the target. We should blast through this. Okay, there it is. So there's the target. Again, in hindsight, it obviously worked. Let's say you were just entered here. Stop was the close below. Obviously worked for about a 1 hour here. So where should you be holding a run or two here? Yeah, 16,102. So this is buy side. See, if we formed an OB here, this would be my chase entry, but I already took the chase entry for today, so I can't take another one. So this is another chase entry. I already took one, so I couldn't take another one, but I was kind of just marking it out because I know some people will still take this. This was what I really wanted. I would have re-entered. If we got an inversion set up, like a bearish or rally gap, then inverse that from here, I would have entered that, but we never got it. This would be another chain to say delivery if we get it again. And then this one, like, this is a much better one because this actually gets a decent displacement down like this. So this one ended up failing, and then this one I was like, okay, this is actually way better because now we got a giant wick down. I know we still didn't deliver off of anything meaningful. I mean, we did deliver off this decent size wick, but again, this, if we close above this, usually this chain to say delivery, especially after some meaningful candles like this, like big ones, will deliver us right to buy side. This one should, if we do get a close above this, should accelerate us up. Okay, it looks like we are going to get the chain to say deliver here. Okay, we did get it. Again, I'm not entering this. This obviously isn't my inverse model. If it's your model, then feel free to enter it. Okay, it's not my model though. So you guys should be out there if you entered that. And I've had a lot of like non-alerts today. Like a lot of little like non-alerts that like this all work. So you can see the one OB fails, the one works. So it's just, you have to take both. If you're going to take this one, you got to take this one. If you're not going to take this one, then don't take this one. But this one I definitely did like a little better because this one we actually got like a decent down move at first. So like that chain of state of delivery is just much stronger in my opinion, and we know we'd buy set above. So yes, it buy set as well. So just be very careful. I still want higher, but if we get an SMT short setup off here, that could be the move. Again, I know there's an SMT. So I was still kind of bullish here, but I said, I'm like, if we get a short setup off here, this could be a move. And I was still bullish, but because of this expansion, I was like, well, maybe we'll get at least a retracement with the SMT. So I wasn't like full bearish here. I was just maybe a little bearish for like a retracement. Overall, I was still bullish, but it made sense. So, okay, if we did get a short setup here, like I wouldn't mind it. Short setup off here, that could be the move. Again, I know there's an SMT. It kind of sucks. Listen, you're seeing me scan the charts right now. I'm just scanning them, like trying to think of what to do. And then you're going to hear like a little light bulb go off in my head. You'll hear it in my voice. Just listen. Ooh, we could dump here. Dude, I don't know. Hear it? He was like, "Ooh." I was like, "Ooh, we could dump here." I took another look. I see, like, you'll hear what I say. This is so, like, I want to be bullish, but there's like a double SMT here, guys. Like a double one. So maybe we dump for retracement here. And that's when I figured, like, I want to be bullish, but I was thinking we were going to get like a dump for retracement. And you can, and this is very advanced. You're going to see a lot of people who are not in my live streams. They're going to lose on this setup because of how I teach it. But the people who people who watch my YouTube, they're probably going to lose on the setup. And again, that's one of the perks of being in my live stream because you'll be able to hear if I enter in a live time, obviously. I don't know, man. I want to be. I think what I'll do is I'll go light enough to where I'll still barely be green in the day, and I'll do a hard stop here. I'm not even going to do a stop as a close above. I'm not entering here. That was not so me. Here's the entry, but I said I'm not entering. And I can't really explain why, but I didn't think this was convincing enough. And I wanted to see if ES reacted to this fair value gap first. I think the reaction to this was going to tell me better. So if ES reacted to this and we rejected it, I would have been more safe for entering if we close under. So I kind of waited to see this reaction, and that's kind of why I didn't enter the first time. Meaningful enough to me for a close, but so do not enter here yet. But if we close below this a little better, and then I'll do like a hard stop here. And if you are not green in the day, then do not take this. But I'm going to go light enough to where if this loses, it's still a green play. And I'll probably target like, you're probably going to get Levi. Levi's probably entering here. So we have a guy named Levi on Discord. He shorts these all the time. I literally called his entry for him. He wasn't even there. I'm like, guys, Levi's definitely entering this. And then you'll hear later he did. See if I can add him. I bet you he is. Is anyone actually like just entering this straight up? There's got to be someone. SMT, like, okay, yeah. I think this is a good entry, but obviously not my model. Yeah, so a lot of people actually did enter this. without the inversion, and I literally told him like, yeah, this still looks pretty good because the SMT and there's like a double SMT on the higher time frame as well. So, all right, I'm gonna short one micro here. So I shorted here after this close. Not really the greatest fill as you can hear by the sound, but it was still a 20-point move, and 20 points enough for me. And I said I'm shorting a micro. I did not mean to say that. It was like an instinct. I shorted, I think I ended up shorting 5 or 6 micros or something. So it was still a good move for me. But again, we got the reaction at this point off ES, so I knew this close would probably work. And then my hard stop was right here.
Filled.
Fuck it. And then we'll go for this. We'll go for like right here. So we closed again. We closed beneath again, so that was pretty decent in my opinion. All right, stop to break even here. I'm just gonna target this right here. I'm out here.
Boom! Filled.
Let's go.
And I was so hyped because I literally had to go for class, and I was like, "There's no way we get another entry." So this is kind of like a quick ban before class. So that was nice.
Let's go, baby.
Rip to everyone who left. I don't know why I said I'm entering a micro, bro. I entered way more than a micro. I just like instinctively said it. Bro, why did I say that? So there's your little play before I get off. That's where I exited. So I still kind of was talking about it because I knew ES traders and the other traders in my Discord, they will go for higher targets. So I actually kind of point out the higher targets after this. So you'll hear me talk about it as if I'm still in or like whoever is still in at this point. It's too textbook, not like that SMT and the reaction off of this ES was pretty good. So I mean, hey, now we can at least feed our family McDonald's tonight. That's a plus. Yeah, it was also a CISD as well. There's like a double confluence there. So
don't say nothing.
Yo, Levi, did you enter that, bro?
Short?
Yeah. There's your entry. I called it out for you. I called it out for everyone on stream. I'm like, yo, Levi is alerting an entry here. Short.
That's crazy. You see my.
No, did you enter or no?
Yeah. I'm sure.
I told you. I told them. I'm like, dude, Levi's probably gonna come in voice chat and be like, nah, man. ICT says don't trade on these days.
Nah, the only people you might even been doing this for a few years. You make your own rules.
Yeah. No, that's exactly why I trade on days like this, even though ICT says not to. Yeah.
What's your target?
I sold it to equal body lows. I think a valid target here would be like CE of the 15-minute fair value gap. So like 16.053. I was still bullish here, so I was not targeting sell side. I was kind of just targeting the CE, the fair value gap, because I did not want us to dump past that. The only time I ever even think about entering the 2022 model is when we get this exact signature and price. See this? And we have a double SMT. Like, as soon as I saw this SMT, I actually became interested. Like, you will not hear me be interested in a 2022 model other than if I see this exact signature and price. The double SMT, the little singular inversion. See, this, I can't teach this. Like, people on YouTube, on Twitter see this inversion model and they see all these YouTube videos. How many people who are not in this live stream with me right now would have lost on this candle close? Like, this is how I teach it, but you can't just, I don't know. There's something else that I know that I didn't like this. I like this better. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but this one I didn't like and it failed. This one I liked and I said I'm taking it and it worked. Like, there's just, I don't know how to explain it. Maybe I am ICT. Maybe I'm ICT's son. But you're going to get a lot of people taking a loss right there, and I'm going to take the win because I'm just built different. I don't know. I can't explain it. If you said you got out too early, no, you didn't. You literally sold where I said to sell. That was the plan. I didn't want money more. I sold where I sold. You would have gotten stopped out of break even anyways if we didn't sell there. Okay, there's the ES target. I'd be like all out here. Okay, I'm all out here. Like, if you're a guy who likes hold runners, great, hold a runner. But I would be literally all out here, and then I'd try to hold maybe one runner just in case to like down here. But I don't know, man. I just don't see that hitting. Yeah, so I said I didn't see this hitting. I basically said, look at this, and yes. So this was a fair value gap, and I figured the bias is still overall bullish at this point. So I figured this would be a soup, and we ended up going up like 10 points out or 5 points out to this anyway. So I was right about that. But again, like I said, like I'm not a guy who likes to hold runners too often unless I'm with a bias, and that was just definitely a spot where I would not have held any runners just because I felt like this was bullish. There's an order block here. There's a lot of displacement above here. So yeah, pretty good stream today. You know, I'm blessed to be in the position I am to read price like this. If you made it this far in the video, reply the word web, WEB. So reply the word web. Appreciate you guys all watching. Don't forget to leave a like, and yeah, peace.